I'm really excited about the next few days. We've got a lot of fun videos, 3 days worth of fun videos. So yesterday was a good video. Yesterday we talked about the fun cost associated with opening up Crown Zenith and then how it compares to Scarlet and Violet 151. However, today is the day where we're revealing the fun cost of Scarlet and Violet 151. It's actually astonishing how well single prices are doing when it comes to Scarlet and Violet 151. It almost makes sense to open up booster packs. I know there's fun associated with opening up booster packs. That's why we call it fun cost. However, the values that you obtain based off of the pull rates, which aren't great but not terrible, almost make it worthwhile, where it's like opening up a booster pack, you're going to get the value back in your opening, which is absolutely insane. That doesn't happen very often, and it's not going to continue to happen with Scarlet and Violet 151. I do want to give a brief update. There are reprints, restocks that are coming, especially involving the Ultra Premium Collection, which has already arrived at a lot of different distribution centers, which means they're going to start shipping. A lot of them will ship with Paradox Rift, which is coming out very soon. So a lot of storefronts are going to be having additional supply of Ultra Premium Collections. You might see deals get posted over the next couple weeks just because people have to pay for their Paradox Rift pre-order. People have to pay for all these new releases that are coming out. So they might have to dump some of these ultra premium collections at discounted rates. I noticed Smoke and Mirrors Hobby Shop, for example, put up sealed cases of ultra premium collections earlier this morning. They're sold out now, but a sealed case for $370. That breaks down to just over, what is that, $92.50? $92.50 for an ultra premium collection, which isn't bad at all when you start breaking it down by per pack price. You're looking at roughly, $4.50, $5 per pack when it comes to Scarlet and Violet 151. And then you add in the additional goodies that come in the UPC, like the Mew promo, the Mewtwo promo, the gold metal Mew, lots of really cool stuff in there. So be on the lookout for those, especially as we enter into the holiday season around Thanksgiving time, holiday sales and things like that. Definitely something to look out for. Tomorrow, if you're going to watch one video over the next few days, I mean, I hope you watch them all, but tomorrow's video is going to be something completely different that we've never really done before. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you could do me a favor and watch that video, it would mean the absolute world to me. And then on Saturday, we've got Paradox Rift, we've got a booster box, and we've got 2 ETBs. So we've got one of each. This isn't a normal Paradox Rift, like from distribution or anything like that. I got this from the Pokemon Company International, who sent over some products, some free products. Shout out to them. Huge hats off to them. So that way we can get a little bit of an early look at Paradox Rift while pre-releases and things are going on. So definitely come back on Saturday. We're going to break into all those. It's going to be a lot of fun. But Fanny needs to stop rambling. We're going to talk about Scarlet and Violet 151. I'm going to flip you around so we can look at prices. And what we did is we broke down the pull rates of Scarlet and Violet 151 based off of a sample size of 1,692 packs. So let's pretend for a second that you went out and you bought 36 packs of Scarlet and Violet 151, which is a booster box size sampling. Now, you can't buy a booster box of Scarlet and Violet 151 because they don't exist. However, you can buy a mix of Elite Trainer boxes, booster bundles, other things that will get you to that 36 pack marker. And 36 packs, we use that because booster boxes is like the most common product in Pokemon outside of booster packs, but it gives you a little bit of a sample size to break down how your pull rates are looking, as well as the value that you can expect to get out of your booster box size sample. And what we did is we associated prices, the sale prices of pretty much every ultra rare in Scarlet and Violet 151. So we're going to look at double rares, ultra rares, illustration rares, special illustration rares, and hyper rares with the sale prices that are associated with them. Now, Scarlet and Violet 151 singles have gradually been rising as stock diminishes, but like I said, stock is going to get replenished over the next few weeks. So it wouldn't surprise me if we started seeing some of these singles begin to drop. However, right now, the value associated with them is very strong. Looking at the double rares, for example, the regular art EXs, lots of really good prices in here. Usually these are the most important things to look at outside of like the ancillary pulls, the holo rares, the rares, things like that. You want to have a little bit of value associated with them because that really, you pull those more often, right? So that really kind of ups the the value when it comes to your sealed product. However, the regular arts doing extremely well. There are some bulk cards in there, obviously. Arbok, for example, selling for $2 currently. Ninetales, Wigglytuff, Golem, Kangaskhan, and Jinx. Those are all basically selling for bulk prices right now. However, you do have a few more, like the Venusaur went up to about $3 a piece. The Alakazam and the Zapdos, which do have some potential when it comes to competitive play. Not necessarily yet, but in the future they could be okay, selling for about $3 right now. You have the Charizard EX selling for $6 right now. The Blastoise EX regular art selling for $4 right now. And the Mew EX, by far the most competitive card in the set, despite the fact that this card has been printed quite a bit already. You have 3 different variants in the set with the gold card, the full art, and the regular art. And then you've got the special illustration rare as a promo in the Ultra Premium collection. So lots of Mews that are already out there. This one's still selling for $9 currently, which is very, very strong. We're not going to go over pull rates too much here. Obviously, we pulled quite a few Wigglytuff EXs, which is unfortunate that that's like the bulk one. And then the lowest numbers were the Charizard, the Kangaskhan, the Jinx. We only pulled 15. We're not going to talk about batching or anything like that. You can watch the Scarlet and Violet 151 pull rate video that I recorded a few weeks ago if you want to talk about that or listen about that. But some weird numbers that kind of came out of that. The full arts, the ultra rares, these are the most interesting cards in the set in my opinion because they are doing extremely well. Now the ultra rares, the full arts are pretty basic. Like they're just basically the Pokemon with a nice clean crisp black outline on them on a similar color background, but they do look very clean. I think a lot of people are kind of flocking to those. Not too easy to pull either, which is why I think we have price points that are a little bit higher than we're accustomed to, especially after a set drop. Some of them are holding extremely well. Like you have the Venusaur EX, obviously the big trio in here, a lot of nostalgia. 151 brought a lot of collectors back into the game, and I think a lot of people are kind of leaning more on buying singles than ripping sealed product because pull rates are a little bit more difficult, and that's causing this uptick in single prices. So Venusaur EX, the full art, selling for $18. We only pulled 4 Charizard EXs, which isn't much, but we did pull more of those at least than the Ninetales. That one's selling for $32 currently, the Charizard EX. It's been going up a little bit higher every single day. Blastoise EX currently selling for $20. The Arbok EX selling for $8. Ninetales EX has moved up to about $14 a couple weeks ago. This card was down to $6. So a lot of these full arts moving in the upward direction. So when we looked at the fun cost a couple weeks ago, a lot has changed already where it becomes more beneficial almost to open packs than we've ever seen it before, pretty much with any release. Wigglytuff EX selling for $8. Alakazam EX is selling for $11. The full art Golem is down to $5. So that's probably, it looks like that's your cheapest one out of all of them. The Kangaskhan EXs went up to $9. Jinx EX is currently sitting at $11. Zapdos EX is at $12. The Mew EX still a strong competitive card selling for $22. That's the second most expensive full art in the set. The Bills transfer has moved up a tick to $7. Same thing with the Daisy's Help, moved up a tick to $7. Erica's Invitation has actually fallen quite a bit, all the way down to $14. Still the most expensive full art trainer, but it has dropped all the way down to $14. And then Giovanni's Charisma, the cheapest full art trainer, currently selling for $6. If we look at the illustration rares, these ones are really very interesting. So you get about 3 illustration rares per every 36 packs that you open up. But if you look at some of the numbers on here, especially the starter Pokemon, a lot of them over $20 currently, which is very, very interesting. Not something you see a whole lot. Obviously, Paldea Evolved does have a few of them that are selling over $20 with that Magikarp, the Raichu, and the Tyranitar. But outside of that set, Scarlet and Violet base, Obsidian Flames, really nothing even in double digits when it comes to illustration rares. But Scarlet and Violet 151 doing extremely well. Obviously, a whole different animal. The Bulbasaur right here selling for $27. Ivysaur is all the way up to $20. The Charmander has continued to tick up a little bit, currently selling for $32. The Charmeleon also moving up. That one's sitting at $20 currently. Squirtle's at $26. Wartortle's at $22. Single digits, very hard to come by when it comes to these illustration rares. Caterpie's at $9. The Pikachu continues to climb. That one's up to $25. The Nidoking has hit double digits. That one's selling for $10. Psyduck and Poliwhirl are each at $12 a piece. Machoke has moved up to $9. Tangle at $8. Mr. Mime, the cheapest of all of the illustration rares, currently selling for $7. And then the Ammonites at $8. The Dragonair, which was all the way down to about $4 after opening weekend of Scarlet and Violet 151, has just gone up tremendously, all the way up to $17, doing extremely well. And then if we look at the special illustration rares over here, some of these are really getting really expensive right now. If you look at like the Venusaur EX is up to $49. It was down to about $37 a couple weeks ago. The Charizard EX had moved under $100 not too long after release, and now it's bumped up to $118. The Blastoise EX has moved up to $49 or $59 after being at $45 a couple weeks ago. The Alakazam EX pretty much flat. This one has moved up a couple dollars, sitting at $39 currently. The Zapdos EX is currently selling for $45. That one's up. Erica's Invitation down. This card has dropped quite a bit since release. Release selling right around $60, $70, somewhere around there. Has dropped all the way down to $40. So the Erica's Invitation special illustration rares actually went down where a lot of other ones have gone up. Even Giovanni's Charisma has stayed relatively flat. That one's selling for $15 currently. If we look at the hyper rare, so there's only 3 in the set. The gold cards do not do as well anymore as what they used to. If you go back to like black and white era gold cards, those are doing extremely well, but the hyper rares, the gold cards that have come out really since Sword and Shield started, not doing too great. The Mew EX, the most expensive one, currently selling for $15, less than the full art variant of that Mew EX. Still does the same attack, still has the same ability, but has dropped quite a bit. That one's currently selling for $15. The Switch, the gold Switch, is selling for $7. And the Psychic Energy, we've talked about energy cards and the secret rare energy cards a lot. Those obviously not doing very well in the market as they continue to get reprinted over and over again. The Psychic Energy currently selling for $6. Hollow Energies in the set currently selling for about $2 a piece. So you pull one every 4 packs. So in ETB, you'll probably get 2, maybe 3 of the Hollow Energies, and those are selling for a couple dollars a piece right now. A lot of people are excited about those because they do have the silver borders, the hollows, the swirls. There's swirls all over those. So what does this all mean, Fanny? Let's break it down. 1,692 packs that were opened. It takes about 3.02 packs to get one hit. So whether it be an illustration rare, a regular art EX, a special illustration rare, or a full art EX or gold card, whatever the case may be, every 3 packs is pretty much going to result in a hit. So that means you open up an ETB, you should get about 3 hits in your ETB because there's 9 packs in an Elite Trainer box of Scarlet and Violet 151. Much worse than Crown Zenith, which is what we looked at yesterday. Crown Zenith, a lot more hits. You're going to get closer to 7 hits for 10 packs. This one's 1 out of every 3 packs, so a little bit worse. You might open up an ETB and you get 5 hits. So you might open up an ETB and only get 1 hit. I've had that happen multiple times, but on average, you're looking at about 3 hits per ETB. How does this break down for double rares? Your full arts, you're going to get 1 out of roughly every 7 packs, or about 5.28 per booster box, or per 36 packs. Ultra rares, your full art EXs right there, 1 out of every 17 packs, so about 2 per booster box. Illustration rare, close to 3 per booster box. This is down a little bit from the pull rates of previous Scarlet and Violet sets. Packs per illustration rare is about 1 out of every 13. Packs per special illustration rare is 1 out of every 33. So you're only going to get basically 1. You might get 2 per booster box sample size. And then packs per hyper rare, you're looking at about 48 packs per gold card, which is less than 1 per booster box. Hollow Energy, 1 out of every 4 packs. That means you're going to get about 9 out of your booster box sample. You can see down here, average hits per ETB, 2.98. Should get about 3. You might get less. You might get more. How does this break down as far as averages go? So the average price point of double rares, of regular art EXs in the set, is $3.31. So we did have a few that were bulk, remember, but then we had a couple that were more than bulk, a few that were more than bulk. So you had some that were $4, some that were $3, and then you had that Mew EX, which is going to skew this a little bit, selling for $9. But your average price point of double rare of regular art EXs is $3.31. That means your total per booster box per 36 pack sample size is about $17.47 on average. That's how much value you're going to get out of your 36 pack sample size. For ultra rares, your full art EXs, $12.62 is the average price point of all of the full art EXs. So you have some that are more expensive. Obviously, the Charizard EX selling for $32, and you have some that are a little less. The Golem, for example, selling for $5. Average pulls, you're looking at $12.62 per full art EX. That breaks down to $26.31 worth of value that you can expect to get out of your 36 pack sample size for 151. Illustration rares, your average price point is $17.52. You have some of them, several of them, that are in the 20s and 30s, and then some of them that are single digits. It breaks down to about $17.52 on average. That means you should expect about $47.71 worth of value out of your booster box, out of your 36 pack sample size. Special illustration rares, $45.33. This is obviously skewed a little bit based off of that Charizard. However, you did have a couple of other cards, like the Venusaur, for example, like the Blastoise, which are selling for close to that $45 price point. Even the Zapdos, right around that price point. That means per box, per sample size of 36, you're getting about $49.19 worth of value. Obviously, you could pull the Charizard, but you could also pull the Giovanni's Charisma. So, really could go either way. The Hyper Rare, you're looking at about $8.91 on average. As far as price point goes, you get less than 1 per box, so that breaks down to $6.64 of expected value that you can get out of your 36 pack sample size. And then Hollow Energy, you're looking at about $2 a piece. That means you'll get about $18 worth of value out of your Hollow Energy cards. How does this all break down? Well, average per booster box, when we looked at this on September 23rd, your 36-pack sample size, you could expect $137.75 worth of value out of those 36 packs. This has gone up almost $30 over the past month. So currently, you can expect about $165.32 worth of value out of your 36-pack sample size. Absolutely insane. You don't see this with a lot of sets where prices continue to rise, and it almost makes more sense to open now than it did a month ago. Almost makes more sense to open than going out and buying singles, especially if you haven't really started the set too much. If you're waiting, kind of just hanging out, but if you want something to crack, this is definitely a very interesting set. Cost for 4 Elite Trainer boxes remains the same. If you find them at Walmart, if you find them out and about, obviously right now, selling online on the secondary market, they're a little bit more expensive. Don't buy those. Don't pay over MSRP for any prices. I would never recommend doing that, but if you find them out and about, or if you don't, be patient, more will come. The fun cost associated with buying 4 Elite Trainer boxes of Scarlet and Violet 151. A few weeks ago when we looked at this, you lost $62.25. That would have been your fun cost in opening up 4 Elite Trainer boxes. Nowadays, fast forward a month later, it's $34.68. So you can expect to lose about $34.68 opening up 4 Elite Trainer boxes of Scarlet and Violet 151. If you go out and buy a loose pack, so if you just buy loose packs, your pack price currently is $6.31 on average. You can find them cheaper than that, but we just took the average. We took the market price on TCG Player. Like I said, you can find them cheaper than that. For 36 packs, you're looking at about $227.16. That means your fun cost currently is about $61.84 if you just buy loose packs at that pack price point. A few weeks ago when we looked at this, or last month when we looked at this, the pack price was $5.95, which gave you $214. So you lost more, even though the packs were a little bit cheaper because the value of pulls was less. So $76.45 is what it was a month ago. Now your fun cost is about $61.84. However, if you are able to find booster bundles, the best bang for your buck. Remember, if you're able to find booster bundles out and about, obviously that is going to be your best price point per pack because you're looking at about $4.50 per pack. A month ago when we looked at this, you spent $162 on 6 booster bundles. You would lose $24.25. However, with the increase in value of these cards, you're actually gaining, you have gains in value, which you never see in Pokemon. If you spend $162 buying 6 booster bundles, you should average about $3.32 more value out of your pulls than the 6 booster bundles cost, which is very, very interesting. This does not include any ancillary cards in the set. There's not a whole lot in the set that's an ancillary pull that's worth a whole lot. The grabber item card, that's a trainer card in the set, that's selling for over $1 right now. It could be very good and competitive. There are some decks that currently play it, so that's something that you do want to pull out of bulk. Everything else relatively cheap, especially when it comes to like holo rares and things like that, but definitely something to keep an eye on moving forward, especially as competitive play evolves and changes with Paradox Rift coming out. But as of right now, and again, this is going to change, so don't go crazy buying Scarlet and Violet 151. Be patient because more product is coming, and that's really something that I want to hammer home. But as of right now, it makes more sense almost to open up 6 booster bundles of Scarlet and Violet 151 because your value, your expected value out of opening them is actually above the cost of what you paid for. So it's like free fun. Free fun. Who doesn't love free fun? Absolutely insane. I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Share the channel. Make sure you come back tomorrow. I'm really, really excited about tomorrow's video. I don't really pump up videos too often, but tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. Huge shout out again to Pokemon for sending us some Paradox Rift. We'll crack that open on Saturday. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to just listen to me ramble. Hope you like this. Very, very interesting stuff. I know it's a lot of data and a lot of numbers, so it can be tough to ingest, but it's very, very interesting, especially 151. Obviously, a very popular set, and it's just continuing to grow. But like I said, be patient with this set. There's more coming, and especially as we enter the holiday season, there should be plenty out there to find some really good deals. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to stop rambling. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Until next time, peace.